For the last 10 years, we have been all waiting for the next big thing. We thought a new world was going to be it. We hoped Amazon's Lord of the Rings project would save us. And we're still praying Riot's MMO actually comes out. But after Amazon got it, their internal studios, and cancelled the Lord of the Rings project, feels like the dream might be over. Is the Western AAA MMO actually dead? I found this incredible article that interviewed 3 absolute legends of the industry, talking about Greg Street, who worked on WoW at its peak, Rich Vogel from Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies, and Scott Hartsman from EverQuest. These aren't just random people ranting about MMOs. These are the guys who literally built the genre we love. They gave 3 massive reasons why the genre is struggling, and honestly, I have some pretty strong opinions on whether they're right or if they're just making excuses. Let's start with the cold hard cash. Rich Vogel dropped the reality bomb. Developing these games in the West is just too expensive to fail. Back in the day, Star Wars The Old Republic cost over $200 million. That was years ago. Today, if a studio in California makes a one flop, the studio is dead. Vogel says the future isn't pure PC MMOs, it's a mid-core and cross-platform. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mobile ports. Gross. But I actually think this is a necessary evil we have to accept. It increases the player base and the revenue drastically. The problem is the input. How do you make a game feel good on 2 thumbs and a mouse and a keyboard? Usually, we get simplistic slop that PC players hate, but then I look at something like Where Wind Meet, and it gives me a little bit of hope that maybe we can bridge that gap. But here's the Vogel's wildest take. He thinks that GTA 6 might be the next true MMO. And you know what? I don't think he's wrong. I've watched people in GTA 5 role-playing servers, role-playing harder than anyone in any MMORPG. Those players are truly living that MMO life inside those servers. Also, people are already playing the MMO loop in other genres, survival games, extraction shooters. You're doing the grind, just without the thousands of people standing around you. Then secondly, there's the design problem. The Greg Street calls it a trap. If you copy WoW, people say, I'll just play WoW. If you change too much, people say, this isn't an MMO. Publishers are terrified of that risk. And I've definitely felt this fatigue myself. I've quit new MMOs specifically because they lack content. Let's be real. If a new game is just worse version of a polished game I already own, why would I play it? But I don't think devs are trying to kill WoW anymore. That ship sailed a decade ago. The existing WoW and Final Fantasy XIV populations are a lost cause. You aren't pulling those people out. You pretty much have to find a new audience entirely. This brings us to the third point. This one hit me hard. Scott Hartsman talks about time. The myth is that we got old and have no time. The reality is that we just demand control over it. Back in the day, I had no issues grinding for 16 hours a day, doing the most mind-numbing crap imaginable. But the older I get, the more I respect my time. I want to decide when and how I play. The modern MMOs are terrible at this. They rely so heavily on fear of missing out. If you aren't logging in every day, you're definitely falling behind. And eventually you realize it's not worth playing at all. Honestly, most MMOs don't respect your time at all. 99% of the content is filler, and we just suffer through it for that 1% of fun. That's why I kind of appreciate games like Guild Wars 2, where the gear treadmill doesn't exist. You pick your goals. I feel like that's truly how you respect your players. So where does that leave us? The article points out that after Elder Scrolls Online launched in 2014, the New World was the only major Western AAA MMO in 7 years. Meanwhile, Asian developers are still pumping them out. Personally, I'm more willing to play Asian MMOs. Recently, they've been actually pulled back on the pay-to-win stuff. For example, Throne and Liberty is a night and day compared to the older Korean grinders. Don't get me wrong, seeing Aeon 2 whale dropping tens of thousands of dollars is funny in a sad way, but if they just remove this unlimited spending crap, I really wouldn't even mind some mild pay-to-win convenience. Just let me play a good game. As for the West, I think the AAA dream is dead, unless Riot pulls a miracle or GTA 6 shocks the world. It's just way too expensive. The investors are already looking IPs like Lord of the Rings, failing, and say no thanks. So is the future of genre kind of dead? My own verdict is that the generalist Western MMOs is pretty much dead. The day of one game trying to do everything for everyone is pretty much over. I think the future is more specialized. You're going to see smaller scale games that take parts of the MMO experience and just kind of perfect them. Think about it how MOBAs kind of stole the PvP crowd back in the day because they optimized for that specific experience. I think we'll see games like Fellowship focusing on dungeons, or maybe someone finally making my dream game of PlanetSide 2 scale game with chivalry combat. The genre isn't dying, it's splintering. Maybe we need to stop looking for the next WoW and start appreciating games that know exactly what they are. But yeah, what do you think? Do you agree with Vogel that GTA 6 might be an MMO? Or are you actually one of those people that think the Riot is gonna save us? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this kind of videos, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.